What is your true nature? I got asked this question before, and even I asked this question before. How do I know my authentic self? Like, how do I know what my true nature is? It sounds like a weird question to ask, right? Like, how am I supposed to figure out what my nature is? How do I know? But, it's really a sign of how disconnected we have all become, or most of us have become from ourselves, is that we don't know if we wanted to be authentic. We don't know how to be our authentic selves because we don't know who we are. So I thought that the best way to explain how to be authentic, or how to be your most closest to your nature, is to think about what makes nature natural. Why did we choose to use the word natural to talk about things that are as close as possible to their quote-unquote nature? Like mindfuck, right? When you think about it. But here's the thing about nature and what makes nature so natural and so authentic. Nature is the ultimate representation of a pure consciousness that doesn't have any agenda. A tree is not trying to be anything other than a tree. It's not trying to be an orange tree. It's not trying to be basil or mint. It's not trying to be anything other than the best, the highest, fullest expression of what it can be, which is the best apple tree that it can be to bear the best apple fruits that it can. Obviously, the tree doesn't really have a mind. It's not thinking about this is what I want to be, but this is what it's doing, right? Naturally, this is what it does. And in doing this, in living its truest, fullest self-expression with no agenda, not trying to please anybody else, not trying to become anything other than what it already is, in doing that, she's displaying this complete trust towards the environment, complete trust towards the universe, because it knows that it is taken care of, that it doesn't have to change what it is in order to survive. And trees aren't actually just sitting around waiting to die. If they don't have access to water, to nutrients, they will branch out. They have intelligence. They communicate with each other. They do take action to change their circumstances, but they don't do that unless they really have to. They don't do that just because they feel some scarcity or whatever. They do that when they actually genuinely need, for their true survival, they need to take certain steps. So they take certain steps or take certain action. But for the most part, they're just expressing themselves, no agenda whatsoever. And you can see this across the board. And of course, humans are different because we have a mind, we have an ego, and these are different states of consciousness that they're different, they're not better. Other parts of nature, I'm sure, have different states of consciousness that we are not aware of, but this is what we have, this is what we work with, and these are beautiful gifts, but they also come with the other side, which is it makes it harder to trust. It actually is not harder, it's more difficult to live against your nature. But in the world that we live in, it's very easy to be swayed and taken down a different path and changing who you are, or wanting to appear in a different way, or letting go of your authentic self-expression, or not knowing your authentic self-expression. And so to live your fullest self-expression, to be living according to your nature, then really it's a matter of knowing yourself. And it's a matter of quieting the mind and the ego. It's a matter of taking time and space to separate the thoughts, the fears that come up that tell you that you have to take certain actions, to be reactive, to do things because you have to, because, you fear that your survival is under threat. And instead, once you quiet your mind, once you quiet those thoughts, instead you gain clarity to the inner voice, what's actually coming up for you. And you will realize that most of the time you don't have to take any action. You're not supposed to constantly be doing things. It is perfectly okay to be, and just your being without your trying to be anything other than who you already are is a full self-expression. And you're driven by growth, you're driven by showing yourself in a fuller way, in a higher expression, but not driven by fear. Okay, so in trusting that your environment is taking care of you, that you are supported, and this is very important for us to be able to live this full self-expression, to understand and remember that we are a part of nature as a tree or any other part of nature. We are no different. We are not like these pieces that have been put on top of planet Earth. We came from planet Earth and we go back to it after we die. We actually are of it even as we are alive. We're constantly eating and recycling, things. We're we're eating the plants, the animals, or whatever that we decide to consume, the minerals, the rocks, we consume those things and then they become part of us, right? Like you eat the bread and the bread becomes part of your body. Your mind consumes the thought or the idea that comes to you from this video and it becomes part of your mind, which is why we say you are what you eat. And that applies both to your physical body and to your mental body and to the other bodies that you have that you may or may not know about. But that's a different topic for a different day. So you get the idea. You are already part of this universe and you're already supported. There's more than enough oxygen for you. There's more than enough space for you. There's more than enough time for you. There's more than enough water for you. There's more than enough food for you. There's more than enough of everything that you actually truly need for your survival. And when you feel safe and you understand what your true survival needs are versus everything else that's been placed in your mind, all the other fears, then you begin to understand that you're free. You're already free to live your fullest, highest self-expression. And it's a beautiful thing that we have the mind, and it's a beautiful thing that we have the ego, and we get to use them whichever way we want to. I'm not suggesting you have to drop everything and go, live in the mountains. I still love me a good modern life and have access to all of the things. But I understand that they are not part of my survival needs. And yeah, that's the idea. So again, to be natural, or what makes nature natural, is that it is the expression of this consciousness in its fullest, highest expression, has no agenda other than to express itself, and it shows and demonstrates complete and full trust. Thank you for watching. My name is Aliana. I'm founder at Brands Are Alive, where we help you, mindful and creative entrepreneurs, bring your full self-expression to everything you create, whether it's your brand or your business or any creation that you're putting out. I want you to be able to combine your passion, your purpose, and your profit, financial profitability. There's no reason why you would want to choose either or. You can have all of the things if you allow yourself to take all the sides of you and bring them to everything you create. So if you like this video, please hit that like button. Leave me a comment and let me know what's one thing that you feel is part of your fullest self-expression. And the easiest way to know is, what is it that makes you feel alive? Write something that makes you feel alive that you may or may not know how to integrate with your business. I'd love to know what makes you feel that way. Thank you for watching, and I will talk to you soon.